Now, if you guys have been looking for emergency backup power supply for your house, especially with all this bad weather that we're having, you're going to want to check out the Jackery Explorer 5000 Plus portable solar generator. Now, I've used a lot of gas generators in the past, and they were just kind of cumbersome, loud. My wife didn't like having to fill it up with gas when we'd have power outages. Over the years, I've switched over to these power stations just because they're quiet and just easy to use. All you got to do is turn it on, plug things in, and you're up and running. Not only that, they also have renewable energy. So if you hook up solar panels to this, during the day, you can charge it, and then at night, you can use it. Like I said, super quiet, not very loud at all. So you can put something like this right in your bedroom and you wouldn't even know it's there while you're sleeping. Now with my gas generators, the max output on those was right around 3,000 to 4,000 watts. With this power station, you're gonna get 7,200 watts max, which is pretty impressive. We're gonna go ahead and test that out here shortly. Now, as you guys can see, this is a pretty big power station. It does weigh in at right around 130 pounds, but Jackery's made it pretty easy to move this around. So as you guys can see right on the top here, they got a couple carry handles. On the bottom, we got 4 wheels. Front wheels are casters and they do lock. And then we got another handle underneath, which is going to be utilized for maybe a team lift. You and your buddy could lift this up into a vehicle. As you guys see, I have this laying down, and that is okay because on the back of the unit has a couple rubber feet so you can lay it down. And then also we have this carry handle that extends out. And this carry handle is going to make it real easy to be able to roll this to wherever you need to take it. And then, like I said, right on the front, it does have the casters that lock so you can move this back and forth. And then along with the power station, you will get an AC cord to charge it, MC4 wrench, and then of course, the user manual. All right, so here's a look at the front. We got 4 AC outputs, 120 volt at 20 amps for a total of 7,200 watts. And this does have a pure sine wave inverter. Got your AC on and off switch there. 12 volt socket, DC on and off. There's a look at the display, power button, USB button, and then we got the USB-C at 100 watt max and USB-A at 18 watt max. All right, so over on this side, we have venting. We have an AC expansion port, so this is going to be used with Jackery's transfer switch. And then this is a dual voltage power station. So we had the 120 volt in the front. We got 240 volt on the side. We got 2 30 amp outlets. And then right below that, we have the AC output reset buttons. With this dual voltage setup, not only will you be able to run your smaller 120 volt appliances, you'll also be able to run your higher demand appliances off this 240 volt. Now on the other side, we have our DC input. So we got our high and low voltage inputs for solar panels. And then we do have a selector switch here for the high voltage side. Right here is where your AC plug is going to go to charge this from a household outlet. And then this is where the expansion batteries are going to plug into. Now this does have a 5,000 watt hour capacity, but it can be expanded up to 60 kilowatt hours. Now there are 5 different ways to charge this Jackery Explorer 5000 Plus. You can either charge it with the included AC cable, which is going to give you about 1,800 watts. It'll charge in about 3.5 hours. You also can charge this via the transfer switch. So Jackery does sell their own transfer switch that you can put inside your house or run it to the grid, and then you can charge it that way. Also has a hybrid charging. Now what I really like about the hybrid mode is you can run both of your solar panels along with a generator if you have one. So if you got a situation where the grid is down and you do have a generator, but you don't want to run it all day, you can run it to charge your Jackery with the solar panels. And this is going to charge the Jackery in approximately about 2.5 hours. So currently with this setup, that's just a 2,000 watt generator. So I'm getting about 2,500 watts and I'm squeezing out of the solar panels. Those are giving me about 800. And then I'm getting the rest out of that generator. And I think if you ran a bigger generator, you should be able to get approximately 1,000 watts out of your solar panels if those have direct sunlight. And then with the AC input, that's up to 1,800 watts. So in theory, you should be able to get up to 2,800 watts of charging through the hybrid mode. You also can run 1000 watt solar panels to this, which I'll show you guys later in this video. That's going to charge this in about 6.5 hours, and then also the high voltage PV charging. All right guys, so this also has a built-in UPS, and that stands for Uninterruptible Power Source. So what that means is when you're not using this for emergencies, you can have this power station plugged into your AC outlet. You can go ahead and plug in your computer or your Wi-Fi router to the front of this, and if there was a power outage, the Jackery is going to switch over to its built-in battery to keep the computer powered. Jackery is plugged in right here to my AC outlet. If I pull this plug out, it's going to simulate as if I had a power outage. You should not see this screen flicker on the computer if it switches over fast enough. Okay, unplugged it. And as you guys see, there was no flickering with the computer screen. Everything stayed on. So what I did is I simulated a power outage right there, and it did not crash my computer. It switched over automatically to the power supply that's built into the Jackery to keep everything up and running. So I just want to test out to make sure this can run 7200 watts. So I'm going to be using the 120 side here and also the 240 side. This is ran to an adapter. I'm going to be running this heater, another stand-up heater, toaster, a hair dryer, a hot plate, and then also a microwave. I'm going to run these all at the same time and see if it can handle it. All right, so we'll go ahead and turn the AC on, the Explorer 5000 Plus. I'll turn on one heater. Currently, we're at 1177. I'm going to go ahead and turn on this heater. Now we're at a little over 2500. I'll go ahead and turn on the hot plate. Turn on the toaster. We're over 4000 now. Put on the microwave. And the hair dryer. All right guys, so we're right at about almost 7200. Just under 7200. Seems to be holding it. All right guys, so that was pretty impressive. It handled that 7200 watts continuously, and I ran that for about 3 minutes, and I didn't have any issues with this shutting down or getting hot or anything. So pretty impressed with that. All right guys, so we're also going to take a look at the Jackery Solar Saga 500 watt solar panels. So what you're looking at here is 2 sets of the 500 watt solar panels. They're going to be 6 panels. They're 85 watts a piece. Like I said, I got 2 of them set up here, but I got them set up in 2 different configurations. As we take a closer look at this one right here, this is Jackery's design with the hinges. So it does make it really easy to unfold out and then pack away. They do provide you with a carry case, you guys can see back there. But all these are is metal hinges. They give you the hardware and everything to put it together. And I do want to point out the way these hinges are designed, it does not allow the solar panels to sit flat. There's actually kind of like a little ledge there that allows the solar panel to be propped up in this configuration. Now with that being said, it does make it really easy to take up and set down. As you guys can see, it just folds right up, and then you can stick it in the case. And then if you want to set it up, it's just as easy. As you guys can see, it does not lay flat. That is exactly how it's going to be set up. And that's how Jackery designed it. But what I also like about this is you don't have to use it in this configuration. You can actually use them like how I got them here, where they're just leaning up. They do not have a kickstand on the back. So just so you guys know, but they do have mounting holes in the corner of each one of the solar panels. So if you wanted to hang these or mount these, you could. Now what I noticed with this setup here is it is real easy to set up and take down, but I did notice it's not as efficient with gathering solar power with my testing. So I do kind of like setting it up that way. Now as you can see, each solar panel is plugged into the next solar panel. And then the Jackery does provide you with a cord to connect this to your power station. And as you guys can see, it's a pretty long cord. And then you're just going to go ahead and plug that right into the side of the power station. Now for testing, I got this set of solar panels plugged into the Jackery right now. And if we turn this on, we're getting about 432 watts. It does say it's going to take about 8.3 hours to charge this, and it's currently at 39%. All right, so I went ahead and disconnected those solar panels, and I just plugged in this setup here. And as you guys can see, we're currently getting about 278 watts. It says it takes 13 hours to charge. So I went ahead and just leaned up that solar panel, see if we can get a little bit more power out of it. And currently we're at 367 watts and 9.6 hours to fully charge. And I went ahead and leaned them all up, hooked them both up to the power station. And currently we're getting 770 watts, 772. And it says it takes 4.6 hours to charge at 40%. Now I did want to mention that it is a little bit of a cloudy day today, so we're not getting the full potential of the sun. So for 773-ish watts for both of these panels, I think that's pretty good. So overall, I think this would be a great option for emergency power backup for your house, or even if you want to use this for your RV, even camping, maybe some backyard activities, you're having a party, you can plug in some electronic devices. I really like what Jackery did with the Explorer 5000 Plus. Now, if this is something you guys are interested, check out the description box down below. I'll go ahead and put a link down there so you guys can find some more information, pricing on this, transfer switch, expandable batteries, and even solar panels. Hopefully you guys found some value in the video. If you did, smash that like button. If you guys got any comments or questions, put them down below. If you like videos like these, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Till the next one, guys, I will talk to you later.